and welcome to the lockdown economy. No, I'm joking. Welcome to the International Volunteers Day of AlterContacts and Lockdown Economy. I'm so excited to see you all here. This is happy faces. It's just, warms up my heart. And thank you for your time, for joining us. Okay, I have this welcome here. I have the whole program. I'm probably not going to stick to it. I have this note here that I should speak for 7 minutes. I don't know what about. But point is, I'm grateful to you for joining. We're going to try to keep it very interactive. And we are here to celebrate you because without our wonderful volunteers, this project, and I see right now there's no think tank expert. So this is really the volunteer call, which is excellent because we can just focus on lockdown economy and really celebrate it. Woo! All right, so let me introduce my co-founder Massimo Mercuri, and I'm pointing because this is where he is on my screen, and he's gonna just tell you also a few words about about something that he would like to.
Which of course I also don't remember, but I have a very long description of what I'm going to say.
Yes.
It is 3 words, and the first one is very obvious. Congratulations, everybody. I mean, this is Volunteers Day worldwide, so fantastic.
Thank you.
In basically in a matter of, I would say weeks, but well, it's really, since Ronnie started, it's about 3 months, I think, right?
Ronnie joined us, I think, on the last week of July.
Yeah. Well, since then, we have more than 100 interviews. Officially, yesterday were 102 published, right?
Yes, and I must say that we have 15 more that are pending that I have to add descriptions to that you sent to me, but it's been crazy. And so, yeah, we've passed 100. Woohoo!
Yeah, to the point that yeah, I mean, it's suddenly is a lot of things that are happening all at the same time. It's like every day there's something new. It was fantastic to see and to listen to the lockdown economy said in so many different languages when everybody was applying for the either internship or volunteering or the different things that we got. It was so nice. I never expected to hear it in Tagalog, for example, right? And of course it was also nice to hear it in Chinese for the first time. So wonderful. But we have a tradition here in AlterContacts that we like maps.
Right.
So the other night I couldn't sleep, and I said, okay, maybe we can see where we are on the map. And
I'm almost
you have
there.
the link, right?
You say something else. I'm almost there.
Well, I made a map where
I
imported information, and you're gonna see it.
Yes, here we go.
Whoa!
Ta-da! Yeah. I don't remember how to close the legend.
You can on the three dots on the 3 dots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and collapse the first one.
Of course.
Collapse. And then it's a little bit clunky to drive. This is on Google Maps. We're going to send the link and all that. All those hearts is you.
Is our volunteers. That's what Massimo is trying to say. Is the people on this call, and maybe you can even find yourself. I don't know. You can try. but
actually, it would have the name and.
Well, let's try something. Let's try,
just click on any heart that you think.
Mexico. Where's Mexico? And here's Mexico. And who that might be? That says Alejandro. No, but that's because that's an expert.
Well, you need to get closer, I think.
I think I need to get closer because I was looking.
I think so, because there's also Ronnie must be there.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Yeah, and you see it says local
You're
interview
on the map.
host, social media production, translation, email marketing, filmmaking.
Yes,
so that's pretty cool, huh?
And we don't, we've included everyone. So, here we see, guess who? Flavio. Yeah. You're on the map too. And you are,
So
everyone who's on this call are on the map, so don't worry.
So why don't we do something? Why don't we do something instead of me giving a long talk? Because anyway, I will intervene because I like to talk. But why don't we start precisely with Ronnie telling us Tony, what did you learn during this time? What good has happened to you? You have a tie. You look very sharp. So why don't we start with that? Then we jump to another place of the world and we hear from another one that is here.
Right. Yes, I'm very sharp because I thought it would be a special moment to, to celebrate this important day for us. Not only but the volunteers, but everyone who is part of lockdown economy, their contacts, and those guests, wonderful guests that we had. Well, at the very beginning, I was kind of, I didn't know exactly what to do. I have a lot of thoughts, doubts, and you and Julia were there in order to help me out. And one of the most incredible things that I've learned was like, besides of being part of this team, also we learned that diversity is very important. That no matter the language you would speak, we might find information, valuable information. As you said, Talago, I never thought I could learn someone from the Philippines. I didn't know that someone will be a part of. Also, it made me find out skills that I knew that I had, but I wasn't sure how to use them. And that gave me a lot of confidence. That gave me a lot of passion and also responsibility. I think that was the most important thing.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Ronnie. It's really wonderful to hear.
Wow.
and if I might jump, let's indeed do a little round robin. We started with Ronnie, who is our very first volunteer.
Bring them up, and who wants to talk next?
I think I might I know who I want to put on next, because we just heard from our very first volunteer, and now I want to hear from the person that joined us so recently that I haven't even had a chance to do a one-on-one chat, and and Philippines were also mentioned, right, Ronnie? So we have Daniela here, who is a transcriber for Philippines. So why don't you introduce yourself a little bit, Daniela, and maybe share what is your motivation to participate and join us as a project.
Yeah, thank you. So hi, everyone. My name's Danielle Hormelosa. And actually, it's so exciting to meet you, Julia, because we've only been speaking to each other through email. So this is very exciting. I joined Lockdown Economy last Wednesday, I believe. And I currently live in Chicago in the United States, but I was born and raised in the Philippines. So I moved from Manila to Chicago back in 2003. So I always felt like my heart is in both places. I speak both languages, and Tagalog and English. And yeah, I'm so excited to be a transcriber. It's nice to have an opportunity to speak Tagalog besides communicating with my family, and also getting in touch with what's happening in the Philippines, especially now with the pandemic. I work in nonprofit. My background is in public health, so I really enjoy community service and promoting health and well-being. I currently work with an NGO right now. So volunteering is something that's really a personal value of mine. So yeah, I'm excited to be part of this, and thank you for having me. This is so exciting to have my first interaction via a volunteer celebration. So thanks, everyone.
Yes, thank you, Daniela. That's quite special. And thank you for your enthusiasm and energy that you have towards it. And you have already submitted your first transcription. So we actually now on our Medium channel have a story in Tagalog. I mean, who would imagine, right, Ronnie? Back when we were just launching local editions, it was only like three and a half months ago. And now
I lost track of that. How many articles are on Medium?
I think over 45. the
Wow, I will never
transcriptions.
read them all.
Yeah, well, look, don't say never. Maybe one day you'll binge it on our transcriptions. Now, I know that somebody else is also based in the United States, and James just submitted his first interview. So, James, how are you? Tell us a bit about your background and your motivation as well, and your experience so far.
I am James. I'm located in St. Paul, Minnesota. My background is I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and a bachelor's degree in chemistry. My motivation for this is I wanted to do something that was different than my profession. And I thought this would be an opportunity to grow, to sort of step outside of my comfort zone and do something that develops skills that I typically don't use in my profession. And so, as Julia mentioned, I just did my first interview. I would say that I'm still learning. I'm optimistic that I will continue to learn and get more comfortable interviewing people. And that's a little bit about myself.
Thank you. And actually, maybe you should connect with Ronnie, because to begin with, Ronnie also had to overcome a lot of challenges, you know, how to be on a live stream, how to speak with an entrepreneur, being a student, and, you know, things like that. So I think that it could be an interesting conversation there. And now maybe
Under a hurricane.
Yes, hosting interviews during the hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's next? Who's coming?
I think Flavio, because Flavio has his style, you know, always showing up in a suit on the interview. So tell us a bit about your journey with the lockdown economy, your learnings, emotions, and etc.
It has been a great experience, not only on the interview side, but to meet new people and to connect with everyone around the world, and to start building this networking, start doing networking. It has been great. I mean, I have been doing a little bit of research regarding who's interested, and we are gaining more and more and more audience through our channel and through our social media, and everything has been great for me. I mean, it has been a great experience. I have learned a lot from all of you, from Ronnie, who started helping me doing the StreamYard and the configuration. And, you know, you get a little bit nervous, even though it doesn't matter how much or how many interviews you have had or you have done. It's always a complete new experience. And it's been great. I mean, I have learned a lot from all of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Flavio. This is wonderful. And I know Massimo watches your interviews, and because they're in Spanish, so I don't speak Spanish, but he does. And Massimo, you always have the nice comments to say about them.
I'm a big fan. But I'm a big fan of so many. But because I use then the stories I see in the interviews when I speak with other people who haven't seen the interviews, of course, you know, and I try to solve problems and so on, and then I can refer to the interview, say, hey, you know what, this interview where you can actually see this, and yeah, it's happening. Is happening. And then, of course, in between the talks, I also insert some pieces of information, right, Julia? So everybody knows a few things that what we are doing. Because in the famous map, there are also some dots that are the little hats of the schools.
Should I show the map again?
Well, yeah, why not? Because it's nice to see that we have two universities in Mexico, for example.
Yes, so if you see here, let's go to Mexico then, right?
And back to Mexico. Well, we can also go to Colombia.
Colombia, yes. My geography is wonderful.
That's Mexico.
So, Universidad, this is Utupaniente. That's the university of Ronnie that supports us in promotion of the lockdown economy. And this is, you know, the university that has been our biggest partner so far. You want to talk about it, Massimo?
Well, yeah, unless you wanted to say something, but I can say it. Yeah, with the Anáhuac Mayab, they are running already the second prototype of possible classes using the interviews. The first one was done with 5 of the guests who were connected to 5 groups of students, and those students would help into solving the problem of the guest.
So basically, they're running
so
actual
business
classes on the interviews that we are recording. So what you are recording, a lot of people here are interviewers on this call. What you're recording becomes an actual educational material. This is really, and it becomes the educational material in absolutely no time compared to what usually happens to case studies, business cases of Harvard.
They just use it as a spoon. Well, besides the editing that Julia needs to do, for example, for the countdown for the 30 seconds before the video and those little things that we are so grateful for.
We can miss out on those details.
Okay, why don't we get to somebody else in the meantime? And
I
then
was
we
going to
invite
Karen to speak because, we spoke about me not speaking Spanish and you enjoying the interviews in Spanish. Well, thanks to Karen, we now also have the transcriptions in Spanish. And maybe I can do the Google Translate and understand what are they talking about. Hello, Karen. So tell us a bit about yourself and what's your motivation.
Hi, Julia. Hi, everybody. I'm very happy for meeting you today on the voluntary day. Well, I am a translator. I had studied translation from English, German into Spanish. And I already made a translation work about translating. It was also voluntary, and I liked it so much. And I was looking also to do more voluntary things. And I found this in the UN page. And that's why I applied, because my motivation is to help people, to inform, to give good information, to somehow help people for a better world. Yeah, that's
wonderful. That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. And
this initiative has, I liked it. That's why I applied for it, and I am very happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Well, we are very happy.
And where are you, Karen?
I am living in Germany.
Oh.
But I am Peruvian. I come from Peru.
From Peru.
I lived 10 years in Barcelona, in Spain. I studied there, and now I'm living in Germany.
All right.
Well, that must be a change. But we also actually going to have a few interviews from Peru soon, because our Barcelona-based host is actually traveling to her home country, and she's promised to bring some interviews from Peru as well. Now, I know we have another Spanish transcriber on the call, and that's Judith. Judith, are you there?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So excited to meet you all, and I'm a little bit nervous too. This is my first time as a volunteer in this kind of organization. And I just wanted to help people. I just love to do that. And especially here in Venezuela, I come from Venezuela, and we have a very difficult situation with the economy, and I just want to help all those people that want to increase their works and make things better, especially with this situation from the COVID. I just want to help them to involve, to, I don't know, it's complicated, I just want to make things better with the abilities I have, and I'm really excited to do this. Thank you so much for giving me the chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful, beautiful motivation, and it's that's what we all love here, right? To help, to do something, because we see that other people are suffering, and we see that we could do something to do for them. And when you were speaking, Judith, I thought, Venezuela. We don't have anyone there who's doing interviews, so wait for our call till I try to persuade you that you should be doing interviews.
Yeah, it so funny because when I found out that I was going to do the onboarding test, I was going through a very difficult moment in my family, and I was going to give up, but I just want to give my family a very happy moment with the news that I was going to work. This is my first official work, and give that little seed of hope. And when you gave me the news that I was actually going to be a volunteer here, my heart exploded. I'm really, really grateful. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Judith. And I'm now like, oh, it means just as much for us that you are joining us, you all here joining us as, it is for you, because we understand how important these things are, in life, to help each other and to get those opportunities. Okay. I'm mumbling. Thank you so much, Judy. But we're gonna have our one-on-one call with anyone who I didn't have a chance, unfortunately, yet to connect on one-on-one. We're gonna have that chance in the next 2-3 weeks when it's a little bit calmer on my side. Now, and you can tell me more about that. And I think if you become an interviewer, Judy, you're gonna be even more proud of yourself. But the transcriber for the moment is an excellent job. So let's start like this. Okay, so and we have a person here. Oh, let me see. Oh, we have Alejandro Cantun. Oh, I didn't see you joining us because I didn't go in the gallery view. Welcome. That should be you. Oh, but wait, but let me introduce you. Okay. Oh. Alejandro Cantun is the professor from the Anáhuac Mayab University, the university we already mentioned. He is the person who introduced me to Roni, and he is the person who made it possible that we already have 2 MBA courses done on the basis of lockdown economy. So a very, very important enabler for the lockdown economy in the educational world. So the floor is yours, Alejandro.
Thank you so much, Julia. Were you crying or something? I can.
Well, a little bit. The story of Julia was so touching. I mean,
It's good, actually. It's very good. So, hi, everyone. I'm Alejandro. I work with Massimo, Julia. I can see Flavio here. So for me, it's very important to know each one of you because some of you have sent me some message through LinkedIn. So I can finally get together with you, and so happy to meet you, to see Danielle, James, Ronnie Alonso. Hola, Ronnie. Susana, Karen, Judith Trasladino. I saw your message, Judith. I do remember. Mona, Nitu, and who else is here? And Paola Dinuncio. So happy to meet you, everyone. You're doing a fantastic job because this idea grew very, very, very fast. I mean, you went global from, I don't know, from 1 to 3 weeks. I just remember that suddenly I saw lockdown economies here, lockdown economy here, and I was like, oh my God, it's growing very, very, very fast. And thank you for doing this job. It's very important, not only for AlterContacts and lockdown economy, but for the rest of the people that is suffering right now with finding solutions for their business and for their companies. And you are doing a great job trying to capture those moments, to share those stories, to find the most relevant actors in your ecosystem. So that's a great job that you are doing, and it's a very professional one. So thank you, Julia, for the opportunity to join here today.
Thank you, Alejandro. I'm exceptionally happy that you jumped on board. I had my first, I think, 15 interviews when you said, you know what, I love it. Let's make a course out of it. That really put an amazing spin on the whole thing. So I think that's part of the reason why we got recognized by the United Nations, that we have that collaboration going. So I hope you know that. And okay, so now I would like to speak with another person from a university, Paolo Dinuncio. Can you put on your camera for a moment? Are you here?
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I can't put on my camera because I'm having a problem. I don't know why, but it doesn't allow me. I wanted to start the camera because I think it's important to make the speech as personal as possible, but I really can't, and I don't understand so much about computers to resolve the problem. But well, good night, everyone. I'm Paola Di Nunzio. I was a researcher in a social studies center in Portugal. I'm Italian, but I've been living in Portugal for 5 years, almost. And I first got in contact with the lockdown economy initiative because I was looking for interesting projects and ideas because I wanted to collaborate in a project with the university. And I got to know Julia and Massimo, and it was very, very nice. They are really, everybody is a really motivated person here, and I think what you're doing, what we are doing, is really important. Unfortunately, our collaboration was short in that moment, but I hope for the beginning of the next year in January to restart our collaboration and try to get some fundings to extend even more what we are doing, to have more possibilities. And I'm really glad to stay here, to be here. I hope we can get all in contact through LinkedIn or other platforms and get in touch.
Oh, absolutely, Paola, and thank you so much. And yes, indeed, I should have introduced you to begin with, but Paola was helping us to identify which grants we can apply to as a project in European Union. So where we can look for, and we actually started considering one of them and even started drafting the text together. And yeah, but it's not an easy job. And, sometimes the grants don't really fit what we're doing. But, I'm sure, Paola, we're going to continue collaborating in the new year. Now, there's one person on this call who actually prepared a present for all of you and wrote an article. Yes, I'm talking about you, Susanna. Susanna is our new volunteer. She is a volunteer writer, and she's going to be helping also to identify the fundraising opportunities. But for the moment, I think maybe she reached out to some of you here. Maybe she is yet to reach out. Either way, there's a beautiful article about the volunteers of lockdown economy published on our Medium channel and our LinkedIn channel today. So, Susanna, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and what is your motivation and what are your impressions?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Hello from London. I'm originally from the Czech Republic, but I'm based in London at the moment. And until shortly before the lockdown, I worked for the United Nations here in London. And ironically, I quit my full-time job because there was no work from home provision. Little did we know that a few weeks later, we'll be all working from home, but that's just the ironies of life. I originally applied to volunteer to be a local host, but I chickened out because I'm more of a behind the scenes person. And so I got in touch with Julia and I said, well, listen, it's not really my thing. Is there anything else I can do? Because I really like the initiative. I think it speaks to all of us. And yeah, so I've been, I really like, I always liked writing. It helped me through some very difficult moments in my life, and it's helping me getting through this dark period that we're all experiencing at the moment. And I like personal stories. I've been taking notes through this whole presentation. I've been very touched by Judith's story, and I'll be in touch with her shortly, I think. So looking through all your backgrounds, it made me realize what a wonderful bunch we are, a very international group from all sorts of walks of lives that are connected for this wonderful purpose, and I'm very grateful and honored to be a part of it.
Thank you very much, Susanna. And it's a beautiful words, and indeed we are a very wonderful, interesting group, and you know, and everyone has their own story. Even just this group on the call, if you spend an hour talking with each, you will get a story for an article with each. So let's see how that goes. But I think it's a beautiful undertaking, you know, to give honor to the volunteers who are making this project happen, who without you, it would not be possible, you know, without each of you on this call. Where would we be, you know, just at home, not knowing what to do?
And it's a beautiful writing, the one from Susanna. I mean, I read it and it's beautiful.
Yes, indeed. And I do recommend everyone to go to any of their social media channel of AlterContacts. You will find that article that was shared today. But, you know, in a follow-up email to this call, I will also be sharing the link to the article. Now, I have somebody on this call who made me cry when I saw the video introduction, not because it was anything that I even understood, but because for the first time, you know, in the history, we heard lockdown economy in Chinese. And that was just really amazing, Mona. So tell us a bit about yourself and what's your motivation to join us.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Mona. So as Julian mentioned, I'm Chinese. I'm currently in California, the United States, and I'm a student at Washington University. And the reason why I want to join the lockdown economy, the AlterContact, is that it's kind of like I want to know more about entrepreneurship, and I want to know the volunteer kind of like the experience. Yeah. My current responsibility in this organization is the local host, the interview host, and I want to do more kind of like the interview to practice myself, because I found that, yeah, I'm still learning and to make myself more comfortable in the interview. The English is kind of like my second language, and Chinese is my native language. I know China is a very kind of like big city. I also know a lot of people speak Chinese and want to know Chinese. So I think that is a very great chance for me to maybe let more people know Chinese and know like more Chinese people is doing the volunteer. And I want to know more people from the world and to learn different cultures and to make our community more diverse. So this is what kind of I'm doing right now. So in the future, yeah, I think because of this opportunity, I want to do more volunteer in the future. It's kind of like the volunteer for me, I feel that is kind of like a lifetime job. And I want to continue doing that and help more people and using my own efforts and maybe using my own expertise. Yeah, so this is kind of like my experience and my plan for my future. Yeah.
Well, that's a great motivation. Thank you very much, Mona. And it's beautiful, you know, bringing more diversity, bringing Chinese language into to new people, new places, and getting it known. And yes, indeed, volunteering is something in your heart. You know, if you started early, it doesn't really go anywhere. You keep wanting to do something for somebody, and you just finding the right channel for your energy. I just hope you will stay with us at least for another few months, you know, since you joined quite recently, before you go on to your next adventure, right? But thank you for your new first interview. That was yeah, I'm very proud to say that on the YouTube channel of AlterContacts, on the Lockdown Economy series, in the series world, Lockdown Economy world, we actually have, you know, one visual that is in Chinese hieroglyphs. So that's the first, you know. Thank you very much, Mona. All right. So now I haven't spoken yet to Nito. I'm going in no specific order, so don't take it in any kind of way. Nito is also our new interviewer. She's based in New Delhi. Nito, are you here? Can you turn on the camera?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Just give me a minute.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. Now
Hi,
we can see.
everyone. Hi. So, hi, everyone. My name is Neetu Ghosh. Hi, hi. So, my name is Neetu Ghosh. I am from India, New Delhi. So, I decided to join this lockdown economy because initially, before this opportunity, I have taken some interviews informally. I am, I'm a helpful person. I always wanted to help person. So I have heard about the losses of this economy, this lockdown. So this lockdown economy now will, give me the chance to have my all questions answered. So thank you so much for that, Julia.
Thank you, Neetu, and I'm looking forward to hearing, from your interviews, because I think you're also a small business owner, right?
Yes, my father is a self-employed person.
So you know the challenges that are happening, firsthand, right?
Yes. So you will get my 2 interviews tomorrow. That will be in Hindi.
Yes, absolutely. Did you manage to interview your father, like we talked about?
He's not ready.
Okay, that can happen. There's no profit in our own land, right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, well, that can happen. Anyway, thanks for sharing, Neetu. And now I think we've done a round robin with everyone. That's wonderful.
We've done the round robin. Maybe if you get back to the map moment.
Yes, of course. Massimo's favorite.
Well, it's the new toy, the map, right?
But I got this first to share.
Perfect.
Now, maybe somebody didn't see it, people who joined us last week, but maybe they already did. In October, I think. In October, our team received a golden award. The extended team of the lockdown economy received a golden award as the hero of the year, helping others during COVID. And, we devote this award, of course, to the whole team, to people who are joining us now, because, this is kind of a big shared award, right? Right. Okay.
Yes, and everybody who is currently is also part of this award, because I mean, even if it came, a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, or something like that.
Ago, I think.
Really? I mean, time is just flying. But
yes,
anyway, but I mean,
even if basically what we're saying, even if your face is not there, if you join this project, you are the hero of the year as well.
Thank you.
And you can put it on your LinkedIn if you want.
Absolutely, if you would like to. Yes. All right, now back to the map. Where would you like me to take everyone, Massimo?
Well, let's go to the other side of a little bit on the other side of the planet, the South Pacific, maybe. Well,
okay,
of course.
You need to be a bit more specific because my geography is really
not good. You have to move. Do you see India over there?
I don't. Where's the point?
Oh my. Okay, on the right side of the map.
Wait, where?
You have to go to the right side. More. Scroll to the right side.
Oh, here's India.
Okay, perfect, wonderful, yeah.
Oh, that's an embarrassing moment. I thought since school I don't have to experience it anymore, but no, on my big celebration calls, I also have to feel like, oh my God.
Let's move a little bit more to the right and a little bit more down under.
Down under?
Yes, we are going
Indonesia.
to New Zealand.
To New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You see, there's a little hat of
Why didn't you just say New Zealand? I would have found it.
Well, but anyway, in this time, everybody had a chance to see that we are really everywhere now. I mean, this is growing like fantastic. Now, the New Zealand Sustainability and Resilience Institute. The reason why I want to speak about this, and if you want, you can also remove the map or put the map a bit bigger or somewhere else. Why don't you fly over the map and play while I speak? So you're
because I think it's distracting.
Okay. This institute is taking the interviews that are done everywhere, basically the video and the audio, and is ingesting them with their software. What they are looking for is to understand, to do sentiment analysis, and to understand really if people are very much under stress or not, depending on what they say, to understand also inside of the text really what is said textually, because that is also extremely important, of course. Because you know, there is very little qualitative data about the small entrepreneurs, about the small businesses, about the people who work on the street. There are lots of numbers, but nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows how really things happen. So the content that we are producing, this institute is going to digest it and then feed it back to whoever government, municipalities, regional institutions can then transform into new regulations, new legislations that can support better the economy for everybody. So this is where the real result is supposed to go, right? The one that will last longer, hopefully. So as you can see, we are not just part of one single impact, which is directly with the entrepreneurs, with the business owners, that they can see somebody else solving a problem that they have. No, it goes beyond. Now we are getting into education, and then we're going to get also into helping that really we can make the world to be a bit better. You know, maybe as Julia said once, maybe you don't change the world immediately, but you can change somebody's life, right? So.
And I think that's what we are already
story.
noticing in the stories of our volunteers. Thank you very much, Massimo, for sharing what research in Sustainability Institute, Sustainability and Resilience Institute does in New Zealand. And just to guide you a little bit through the process of how it happens, we've, as you know, as interviewers probably know, that we have a set of questions and we ask them across geographies, across different business sectors. Then those interviews are transcribed. And sometimes, into special software of those researchers, they can just take the actual interview. But if we want to extract lessons to prepare, for example, educational micromodules, then we take it from transcriptions. And so we at least we plan to do a lot of things with what you're producing. And it's already helping directly entrepreneurs because they get visibility, they get ideas, they get rapport with their customers through telling their story for real, not the marketing stuff. And of course, the interconnection that happens, once you see somebody on the interview, like you reach out, and already I have some people telling me that it was so inspiring because people watched my interview and they wrote to me. They said they liked it. They said, I'm doing a great job. This is great. I'm so happy. So even in that, there is a lot of support for the entrepreneurs. Now, one way to make the world better is by making ideas come true, right? So we are a think tank. We are the driver of change. We identify, all of us, we identify the social problem, and we try to come up with an idea of what can be a solution. And then as a think tank, we prototype, we build something, so that we can test, is it really a solution? And that's what I want to introduce to you. And I would like Massimo, I think, to do only short introduction. But basically, what we would like you to do, when you get an idea, we would like you to share it with us, because maybe we'll be able to help you either by advice or by bringing in experts or other people who would like to participate in it, to make it come true. And over to you, Massimo, and I will share the
well, I don't want to scare everybody with a questionnaire or something, but yes, the form indeed can be useful. But what is more important probably is that I just explained. So don't bring it up yet. Don't share it yet, because I'd like to explain a bit of the concept. At the basis of the think tank as a laboratory of ideas, we act together with the expert of the think tank, with, for example, Alejandro, the initial founders. We were looking for what was the best way to help people into being smarter. And many of us are certified facilitators in many different methods. And what we have found is that there is just one basic thing that you can do at any moment, from the moment you have an idea all the way to when you scale it and you make it a big business. Or when you just make it grow and you make it an empire, or when you make a city, or when you just want to make a project happen. I know I'm speaking a lot, Julia, and I can see already your face that is already like, okay, but basically is the old law of, so if it's something desirable, meaning is there somebody who has a need, and does the person know that there is a need for it? These type of questions. Then if it is feasible, and if it is, of course, viable. But the way the questions are asked, you see, these are checkbox. These are not necessarily scores. No, this is just to trigger that you think about it when you put the idea down. Yeah, is desirable, is it factible? You see the way it is, the questions are done. For example, the factible, the third one, it can be done without draining resources from the environment or ecosystem. That's very important when we speak about innovation specifically, because in many cases, innovation fixes something and ends up breaking something else. Yeah, that happens very often. Yeah. The part of the desirable basically is the part that addresses that if it is not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, but then we go into viable. So if you scroll a little bit, yeah, it's viable. And then if there is a prototype and so on. Now, this first part is the first filter. And then, of course, there is the part of the form that where you can write a lot of what you found. But what is important is we have two sources of ideas inside of the interviews. One is when the challenges happen and the guest is explaining what was the reasoning behind the decision they took and what they could find and what challenges they found extra while doing it. Like, for example, the one in Mexico, I remember from one of Flavio's interview that said, we need something that can help us go from one system to the other. Yeah, that's an opportunity for somebody who wants to do software, who wants to give some service, some help for administrative service. So we need to collect these type of ideas, you know, because those can be new jobs, those can be new businesses, new activities for somebody who lost his business in the pandemic and maybe can do something different, right? And here then there's a source of ideas. And of course, the last question, which is the 3 things you need. But that's a little bit too obvious, right?
Yeah, and sometimes when people are asked, so what do you need? They tell you what they think they need, when in reality, if you look at their case and you analyze it from, you know, different points of view, you're like, oh, they need something different.
Yeah, and
but
that's also
just to summarize
on
on Massimo's message about the idea form is that if you got an idea about, okay, I hope I have this road and every day like 100 people walk this road, but there's a big hole in the middle of it, you know, there has to be a way to solve it, but the government doesn't want to solve it. You can come up with an idea of, you know, solving that problem, of fixing that hole. And, you know, that is just as valid as, you know, a new business idea or something like that.
Yeah, institutional gaps, meaning when there is something that some service that is really missing, you know.
So if you come up with any idea and you would like the think tank to help you in any way, even in brainstorm, you know, sometimes it's nice to have the think tank behind you, and we have that, and we can offer that to everyone who's part of the initiative and part of the think tank. So now on that note, I would like to propose to take a group photo, because last time we waited till, you know, in the morning session, we waited till the end of the session and then some people left. Now that was not fun. So Paola cannot. Alejandro, are you? Yes, thank you. Let me see. I'll tell you when. Everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now Massimo already started, but now we do one funny one. Okay, do something funny. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You are really funny. I saw it in the gallery. Okay, excellent. Now, the official part of the meeting, if it was ever official really, is finished. And I just deeply grateful to everyone who joined us today. And thank you so much for joining the project and for your energy, for your work. And if my comments sometimes over email are a little bit like, oh, forgive me. because I hope that we are doing, you know, we are contributing to each other, you know, to growth of each other. Now, if anyone has any questions or want to say give any comments, any feedback, anything, you know, this is a really good moment. Anyone? Just unmute yourself and start talking.
Okay, I wanted to say sorry not to participate in the picture, but you can do a Photoshop like with my face. And I just wanted to have an information. Will be the map available? Because I think it's a very interesting and useful tool to know better where the project is working and everything.
Yeah, it's already live. It's in Google Maps, and
if you go to the expert page on the altercontacts.org, you will see that map. But in the follow-up email to this call, I will include the recording link, the link to the map, the link to the article by Susanna, the link to idea form. You know, we'll remember all of those things to include. But yes, Paola, that's a great idea. Oh, Alejandro, would you say a few words before you go?
I have to go to my next class, but yes, guys, it was so good to meet every one of you. When I was hearing that you come from London, you come from New Delhi, China, Mexico. For me, super exciting. I just already text Massimo, and I was telling him, you have a wonderful group today. So for me, it's like very exciting to meet every one of you. I know you have a great potential to do a lot of good stuff. Use the power of your words. As Julia said, if you have any idea, just share with the group, share it with AlterContacts. But you have to do it right. You have this moment, and this moment is very special. Share your ideas. This is a very intercultural group, and the best ideas come from diversity, from inclusivity. So that's where you guys come in. So good to hear you, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. Thank you for joining
Thanks,
us.
Alejandro.
I'm really happy you could make
Bye,
it.
everyone. Bye.
All right. Now, you see, the photo was really a good timing because otherwise...
Yeah, it was a good timing indeed. We had the conversation before, as everybody can guess.
Now,
yeah, well, I just wanted to say about the ideas that sometimes we have a good idea, but we are not sure if we can take it on ourselves. Well, that's precisely where we come into place. What we do is that then we ask inside of the think tank who has time, who has the interest, or who considers that wants to participate into making that idea grow, and slowly becomes something until it becomes something like the lockdown economy. Hopefully,
and don't forget that now I think it's very recent that the think tank became recognized by the United Nations as an NGO, and we got approved to find our volunteers through United Nations volunteers platform, which is not something that every organization gets. And I think for every idea that the think tank works on, we can actually find more and more people like you and me that are enthusiastic and excited, and maybe are in your location where you need help. So think about that. Now, Flavio, I can see you're unmuted. Did you want to say something?
Oh, yes, actually. Thank you very much, Julia. I don't know if you saw, it was not my last interview, but the one I made to Rafael Ovalle. He's more than willing to help us like unify the way we do interviews on our background side, so that we have our logo, we have, the same background, because sometimes it's not confusing, but it would be nice and more professional on our side to have this, I don't know, Massimo and Julia, if you have
if we ever spin out in a commercial version, I can guarantee you that I will use that, because I saw the video. It's pretty nice, because basically it gives you broadcast technology.
That's right.
But part of the
charm, it's called charm.
Well, it was actually something more than that, because precisely we are talking about the capillarity of the research, right? Because what we are doing is field research to find out what is that the world needs. Yeah. Okay. So it is important that we have reality.
Okay.
So we welcome the ideas, and like Massimo said, if we are going to go into commercial, then yes, I think that would be necessary to have the standardization and to have it more more professional, so that everyone can have the map.
If you want to become a new news channel, for example, in the future, somebody wants to say, okay, maybe 50-60 volunteers want to become a news channel on their own. At that moment, automatically you put in all those things and you transform them into really a commercial venture.
Now that's something interesting to think about, right?
That's Mr. Innovation talking.
Just to let you know that we already have the contact. So as soon as as everything changes, we can go to Rafael.
And it
he's
looks
more than
pretty
willing.
good also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Flavio. That's excellent. Creating partnerships, it's very, very good. That's what's bringing this initiative forward. I can guarantee you that. Anyone else would like to share any feedback, questions maybe to us?
Well, I have to say goodbye. I have to get on to my next project, a challenging one, and that is to put my kids to sleep. It was great to see you all today. And like I said, I'm so honored to be part of this, and I hope we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you very much, Susanna, and I wish you success in your next project, of course.
Thank you. I'll need that.
But you really helped us to add a very personal, a very nice touch to, you know, the typical social media promotion, you know, that we could share your article there that is written really from the heart. And I really recommend everyone just to go to any social media channel of AlterContacts today and just read it. It's wonderful. Thank you very much, Susanna.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Well, does anybody want to add anything? You know, because you know we can slowly
Or
wrap
questions.
up.
This is the time. Questions. Do you guys have questions for us?
Ronnie?
Well, yes, I would like to add something that Flavio and I had in mind since a couple of weeks, I guess. It is that we wanted, well, at the beginning was to make like a commercial, but for volunteers. Like, this is me, this is Ronnie, I'm from Mexico, and I'm very happy to be part of the team of Lockdown Economy. I've learned this. I started this way as somebody mentioned that that person was very shy as I was at the very beginning, and now I'm more focused, and I overcame this fear of being in front of the camera. But that's something that Flavio and I had in mind. Like
Yeah, that's an excellent idea, Ronnie. Oh my, do I sound like that? Okay. It's an excellent idea, Ronnie. And actually, we know that we're recording all this, and I did have a few moments when I thought, ooh, we have a video editor on our team as well. We have a video editor volunteer who's preparing right now a documentary for the Academy with Anáhuac Mayab University. But what if we can take those two videos, from the morning celebration and from the evening celebration, and we can like cut and paste, all the different things that volunteers have been saying that they like. And essentially that would be what you and Flavio thought of, right?
Yes, I agree. That's a good idea, of course.
Excellent. So then don't worry, everyone, that if whatever you shared, if you go on that video, it will be checked with you that it can be shared publicly. So no worries there.
And how about we add the different welcome to the lockdown economy in each language in that video?
Oh yeah, yes, sure. We have that. We have that as well.
I really like that idea because we, as Alejandro said, we have people from all over the world with this is diversity, inclusive, and I think it's a great idea. You can count on me on that. I can also do it in Portuguese, so because there's nobody from Brazil, right?
From Brazil, not yet, but
Paula is in Portugal.
But we actually onboarding somebody in Portugal to do interviews.
Sure, that's great. That's true.
Great idea. Thank you, Ronnie. Okay, any more questions? I know that with Judith, Danielle, and Karen, we are still to have our chats, and I'm gonna follow up on that. You don't worry. Next 2-3 weeks will be hopefully calmer than the last two, because that was absolutely nuts. Now, James and Mona and Nitu, I'm looking forward to receiving, the interviews, more interviews. So, and if you need any help, I will do my best to help. And I'm already thinking maybe to record like a little 1.5 minute per question. So if you have questions, for example, about the interviewing process, I'm thinking to record like a video series of really short videos where like I explain how I did it. Not that I'm the mega professional interviewer, but I have experience now after doing 35 interviews. So if you have questions already that, to the interviewing process, you would like me to talk in those videos, then, send me the email, all right? All right, excellent. So if
Yeah,
there are no more
reach
questions,
out.
yes,
Reach out in case there's something. Reach out. Maybe we don't answer immediately because we are shuffling many things at the same time, but we try to answer to everybody.
Absolutely, yes. We can't answer to immediately. That's absolutely not possible. It's crazy because besides having the interviewers and transcribers, you know, there's a lot of work on the background, you know, on all the images, on all the strategic positioning, on all the memorandums of understanding with universities, and absolutely crazy, but yet enjoyable. And if you want to write to Massimo, his email is like mine, only Massimo instead of Julia. So don't feel like you only have to talk to me. You can also talk to him. Yes.
Let's say with Julia is asked the questions about how things are more likely that need to be done, like per the manual and those things, etc. If you have the crazy ideas, then we deal with it.
Yeah, that's how we
and then we find out how to make them come true if possible.
Yes, precisely. So if nobody has any more questions, comments, feedbacks, or suggestions, or even impressions on this, Judith, yes.
I have a question. Maybe it's silly, but how do I know what article to transcribe?
It's not a silly question. It is on my side because usually I follow up and I say the list is the list. Just put your name here and then you choose whichever article. But I have not done that. So at the moment I have 15 people who don't know which next article to transcribe. It's really an embarrassing moment, but like it has been, you will not imagine how it has been so crazy last week. Hopefully from Monday onwards, I can take care of that. For the moment, it's a day off for you and the other transcribers.
Thank you.
And Karen, you also had a question?
Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm still a bit nervous. No, I'm just looking forward to start working, to do the transcriptions in Spanish, and also if it's possible translations also into Spanish. And
okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, that's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you, Judith. And yeah, thank you everyone who joined us today. I'm so very grateful that you have joined our team. And I hope it will bring you as much happiness as it brings us. All right, Massimo, you want to say goodbye and then I let everyone go enjoy their evenings or their mornings or their Sundays.
Well, I already said congratulations, so congratulations again. And thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Muito obrigado. Dankjewel. Bedankt. Xie. I don't have it in Tagalog. Which other do I know? Pa.
Merci.
Merci, mais bien sûr, bien merci. Well,
Salamat in Tagalog.
How is it?
Salamat.
Salamat.
Salamat. Okay.
And
I heard it so many times when I was on the shoes.
Say it again, Ronnie.
In Indonesian, people say terima kasih. Terima kasih. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Internationally, thank you to all of you. And you know, big round of applause.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Right. Have a wonderful volunteer day. We do these things, we try to establish that this is the day that we...
Next one is on 22nd of April, the Earth Day, because we always celebrate great things.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next time.
Things that are worth celebrating.
Yes.